Shut up and sit down.
Hey guys, welcome to episode
13?
13.
13.
We're in the teens.
We are we're not a preteen anymore. We're an actual teen.
Yeah, teens.
Teen.
Hey, episode 13, the Realest Guys podcast. It's your boy Josh Too Good Crocker with Kyle Sly, the Sly Guy.
What up, guys?
Sylvester. What's going on, man? How's your week been?
You know, high school football started back up, so work's been crazy. Doing stuff with the high schoolers and
It's pretty big here.
Teams.
It's pretty big here in Texas. High school football. Yeah.
It's a way of life. Our coaches used to teach us the 3 F's of life: faith, family, and football. So
there you go.
It's up there with religion and family. It must be big here.
Something. Well, cool, man. Yeah, it's been a pretty busy work week myself. But as always, you guys can follow us on Twitter, Realest Guys PC. Follow us on Facebook, Realest Guys Podcast. Subscribe to us on iTunes. Subscribe to us on YouTube, on Stitcher, all the above, where you can find us. Any podcast will be there. And most importantly, we got a dope website, realestguyspodcast.com.
You could almost say the website is too good.
Too good. Almost. Nah, it's too good. It's too good. So yeah, you can find us there as well. We always appreciate the love, and as always, anytime you can, leave us some feedback on all the platforms: Twitter, YouTube, Facebook, whatever it could be. Go ahead and give us some feedback. You know, respond to the favorite segments that we have. We announce them on the show. So looking forward.
Yeah, and Mario gave a plug last week, and I'm gonna continue on with it because I think it's a big deal. That November 4th, we do have a Realest Guys Twitch page. Me and Mario.
We do.
Me and Mario both stream on Twitch. I'm at It's That Sly Guy. Mario's at the Rican Wolverine. But November 4th, and I'll actually be doing it that entire weekend, so 3rd through the 6th, Friday through Monday. We are streaming with all proceeds going to Extra Life, which is a charity that works with the Miracle Children's Hospital Association. So anything I raise or Mario raises will go to Dell Children's here in Austin. We have some friends that are going to be streaming with us as well. So come check us out that weekend on Twitch and support a good cause, because children's hospitals they need it.
Yeah,
and it's a good cause.
Very good cause, and it's fun, man. Get some gaming in, get some entertainment in. It's a good time. So yeah, today we got some cool stuff going on. Raw. We had a crowning of a new WWE Universal Champion. Right. We had some.
I was waiting for somebody to hop in there and say something about who it was, but
yeah.
He's not here.
He's not here. Yeah, Mario, we are missing you, buddy. He's still feeling the effects from his celebration for his bay.
2 weeks in a row that he said it, guys.
I know, man. I hate that word. But
I hate that word too.
But yeah, no, he's feeling the effects from his celebration of Kevin Owens winning that title, which he is technically the longest reigning WWE Universal Champion in WWE history.
Man,
pretty big deal.
4 days.
Crazy. Hey, but it is.
Hey, 4 days and counting.
And counting, yeah. So let's get into it. We have Raw to cover. Mm-hmm. So Raw started out with some pretty big personalities in the ring. You had Big Cass, you had Kevin Owens, you had Roman Reigns and Seth Rollins, so yeah, that was interesting. Seth Rollins kind of took the set, kind of ran with it initially.
The biggest personality may have been Corey Graves interviewing him. You had some big personalities, and then Roman Reigns.
True. True. Personality-wise, you know,
hey.
Yeah, he's my boy, but, you know, I'd just rather see him beat people up. So Seth Rollins took the promo, started off, and then he graciously gave gave the set to Kevin Owens, saying,
Yeah.
"Hey, you know,
Take my time.
Take my time.
I
I
don't
will.
need it."
Yeah, I'll let you." And Kevin Owens took the ball and he started running with it. And then I think the biggest thing was,
It's that moment when you're playing basketball with like your 5-year-old nephew, and you're going real easy on him, you letting him win, and then he hits like a 3-point shot on you,
boom.
and then you're like, "Oh crap, this kid can ball a little bit. Like maybe I should take some of that." That's what Seth was feeling right here.
Yeah, he definitely, big Cass in that segment, man. Because he had some big dogs in there. You know, he's kind of in in this main event scene here. He held his own, and
they even mentioned it. Kevin Owens mentioned it like, "Oh, you can talk."
Yeah.
I thought you had a string on your back that Enzo pulled every time he wanted you to say how you doing. I didn't know you had anything other than that going for you.
Oh, and he definitely had it, man.
So, he did.
He was letting him have it, and then at the end,
What was your favorite moment of that?
you already know.
Was it that great promo that Roman Reigns did?
Oh yeah, man. He just killed the promo.
He killed it.
Yeah. By hitting Kevin Owens in the face.
And not saying a word.
And it was amazing.
It was the best.
It was fantastic.
I loved it.
It was beautiful.
It was everything I want out of him.
It was phenomenal. So anyway, so just craziness erupted. And that was pretty much the end of that segment. So, moving on, we had the GOAT, greatest of all time,
Yeah, Neville.
Jericho.
No, Neville. You had Neville in the match. You're going to call Jericho the greatest.
I mean, it's on his trunks.
It's true. It is
It
on
is.
his trunks. Like,
Drink it in, man.
drink it in.
Jericho juice. So, Chris Jericho and your
Only
boy.
$9.95. 4 cents cheaper than
4
the
cents.
WWE Network.
Yeah, Jericho juice, $9.97. So him and Neville squared off.
It's like $10 cheaper than a box of Bootios.
Yeah, they are pretty expensive.
Yeah,
for a box of cereal.
Yeah.
I still haven't gotten any yet.
I don't want to get it just because I don't want to try it.
You don't want to eat Bootios?
No. I'm afraid of what it might taste like.
So, you think they might have some chocolate flavored ones that they might come out with?
It's got marshmallows in it, so I wouldn't be surprised if they came out with like a chocolate version.
Chocolate Bootios?
Hey, if there was a camera right now just to get our faces on the reactions.
It's craziness.
But yeah.
So, anyway, Chris Jericho and Neville square off. It was a pretty good back and forth match. It really, actually not too back and forth. Neville kind of had a lot of the, Chris Jericho really kind of made Neville look really good in that match, and Neville had some great high spots.
Hard.
No,
it's not hard to make Neville look good.
Neville's dope, but you had one too many failed attempts. Chris Jericho catches him, puts him in the Lion Tamer. You actually hear the announce team call it the Lion Tamer this week instead of just the Walls of Jericho.
That's a flashback.
Yeah. Well, I think it's a little bit. The Walls of Jericho is
a lot
more
of flashbacks going on this week. We'll get to some of those later, though.
Well, the Walls of Jericho it looks more like a Boston Crab, but you have the Lion Tamer, which that's where personally I think that's where Jericho puts his knee on the offender, his opponent's head. Defender.
The offender defender.
Yeah, the offender defender.
Man.
But yeah, no, they call it the Lion Tamer. It definitely brought some WCW memories back.
Definitely.
That's for sure.
Maybe next week we'll hit the Lion Salt. So
maybe. Who knows?
Can he still do that?
Probably, dude. Dude, he does DDP yoga. That's another plug.
Wow.
Boom. Bro, I have DDP yoga. It's dope.
Can we do it together? I want to do some DDP yoga.
Bro, by all means, it's awesome. Bang! Okay, so, next we had, Chris Jericho, of course, defeats Neville.
Yeah.
We had squash. Nia Jax defeats some lady who is terrible at her promo.
Oh my gosh.
It was really kind of awkward.
I felt like I was listening to Roman Reigns talk again.
Yeah, just with a higher pitch. But yeah, no, it was definitely squash. Yeah. And Nia Jax had a weird smile at the end of that match. Kind of like, I'm sadistic. And this is it. The finisher was kind of strange though, because I don't think the other girl was like ready for it or something, because it's kind of she pulled her over, but it wasn't like it wasn't clean. So
yeah, I got you.
But yeah, there's a reason why she's squashed.
Yeah.
Good night. So what do you think? What are your thoughts about Nia Jax? That's the question. What are your thoughts?
I mean, I'd like to see her get in a match where she actually looks like she did something at the end of it. She always stands up at the end of it and her hair is perfectly in place because she's never had to do anything.
Did you watch her in NXT?
Yeah.
Her and Bayley's matches?
Her and Bayley's matches.
It went to the limit, dude.
She can
go.
She can go. Yeah, she's good. I watched her and Bayley's last match where Bayley won the right to challenge Oksana for the NXT Women's Championship, and that was a fabulous match.
Yeah.
And I mean, we talked about Chris Jericho making Neville look good. In that match, she made Bayley look good. And, you know, I'm never one to say Bayley needs anybody's help looking good. But she definitely made Bayley look good. She made Bayley look like that person who wouldn't give up, that John Cena character. But it made her look good too. She was strong. So I think she...
I agree though with you. I'm ready for her to have those matches on Raw.
She has the ability to be. This is a TNA reference. I know we don't like that show. Well, some of us don't like that show. She did. I guess she did. I don't remember what she was in WWE, but she did do some stuff. She has the ability to be Awesome Kong.
Okay.
Do you remember what she was in WWE? I don't.
Yeah.
But she has that ability to except for she's more athletic.
Yeah.
Way more athletic than Awesome Kong, but she has that ability to come in and be the powerhouse that
just be dominant. Feared. She can be dominant, but she can also work. I'm looking forward to when they start doing that. Kind of like with Braun Strowman getting past these squash matches.
Yeah.
I'm looking forward to that. Next up, it's just speaking of squashes. It wasn't really a squash, but you just had a jobber match with Jinder Mahal. Jinder Mahal did the job. Sami Zayn went on top. That's pretty much it for that.
So how serious is that ankle? Remember Sami Zayn last week in the match against Rollins? They even mentioned it in the match going into the match against Mahal. How I think it was Graves talking about just how much tape Sami had under that boot. Have we heard anything on that?
I think it's all part of the work.
Okay.
It's all part of the work. That's what I think. I haven't heard anything else from it. If it was a big deal, I think there would have probably been...
I kind of figured it was all part of a work, but at the same time, doing that to Seth Rollins right after he gets all this criticism for Finn and then for Sting and all that stuff still coming up, Cena's nose. He's getting a lot of criticism for that stuff. So if you're truly trying to make him the face of the company and you give him this kind of work with the criticism about how he's reckless and he injures people, it was kind of weird.
Yeah, it's. I think he's fine. It's just part of the story.
Cool.
One of the highlights of the night was next. We had the tag team champions, the New Day, and your girl Bayley. They all teamed up. Had some pretty fun times.
You know what you need to be able to spell Bayley? Bay. That was for Mario.
Except
I tried to.
I guess you have to
just.
You have to rearrange the E, you know.
Drink it in, man.
Drink it. Okay. All right. Now, so Bayley it was a fun match. That was fun. Yeah. Well, they had Dana Brooke.
Yeah.
Teamed up with
the club.
With the club this week. They had their little awkward segment earlier.
Yeah.
With the doctors and the. Did you hear about on Twitter? What was it? Luke Gallows' wife she's a wrestler as well. She did not take too kindly to Dana Brooke teaming up with the club. She actually was pretty angry. She says, "I will kill a witch." Just replace the W with a B.
Whoa.
Yeah, she took it. Yeah, was not happy. So I'm sure she was excited that that Dana Brooke, and them lost that night.
Best moment of that match, though, is them doing the Unicorn Stampede. And after Big E throws Kofi in for the drop kick, Bayley tags herself in and lets Kofi, like, she does the charge up run and lets Kofi throw her in for the, and like Dana Brooke, Bayley's tagged in, so Dana's legal.
Yeah.
Whether Carl got to the other side or not, Dana's legal, but she just sits there and watches it all go down, and you get that really cool moment of Bayley doing the drop kick on Carl Anderson.
Yeah.
In the corner for the Unicorn Stampede.
I mean, Bayley matched up really well with the New Day.
Yeah.
It was just fun. A lot of fun for fans. Especially their celebration at the end, dancing around. It was fun. I enjoyed it. So we had, what's it called? Our next match.
Yep.
Sheamus and Cesaro. They're continuing their best of 7 series. Mm-hmm. Sheamus goes on top again, gets ahead 2-0.
2-0.
If anything, I know Sheamus for a while has been kind of boring, but these matches between Cesaro and Sheamus, I have to, because sometimes I fast forward here and there, but I stop and watch these guys' matches.
Yeah.
They actually push each other.
We talked about it a couple weeks ago when Sheamus and Cesaro first started feuding, before the best of 7 even started. Sheamus has gotten kind of a rejuvenated feeling about him, especially in these matches with Cesaro. So it was a great match between the two of them. And
at the end, you had the what really kind of put the nail in the coffin in this match was the flip into the ring post. Mm-hmm. On the outside, which hurt Cesaro's back, and then Sheamus put him in the cloverleaf, and boom, he was done.
Yeah.
There's some talk that Cesaro's back could actually really be hurt.
Yeah, it wouldn't be surprising. He did go in pretty hard, and it was weird to me though for Sheamus to go up 2-0, just because even looking at basketball series and stuff, we know how hard it is to come back from a 2-0 deficit.
I think it's part of the shock value. I think most people are expecting it to be even all the way through.
Yeah.
I kind of like the booking.
Yeah. I mean, I'm okay with it. I enjoy it. I really like Sheamus's character right now because of that rejuvenated kind of feel that he has. He still looks stupid as all get out.
Yeah. I like the beard.
The beard is...
The mohawk I'm just not feeling.
The beard is getting sicker, but the mohawk needs to go.
Yeah. But yeah, he's up 2-0, and hopefully Cesaro's okay because I'm loving what they're doing. Next we had that squash. Braun Strowman defeats Americo, yeah. And then
the red, white, and blue luchador.
Yeah.
Yeah, I have no clue who he was.
Nope.
But
I skimmed over an article that said something that said who he was, but I didn't read it.
Yeah.
But to finish this match off, he actually bounced him off the ropes and threw him up to the sky and did his kind of reverse choke slam. He kind of didn't catch him in time, so it just looked like he threw him up in the sky and beat him that way. But whatever. But no, still squash.
He got up there though, he was up above Braun, and Braun's a big man.
And next we had Paul Heyman do his thing, dude. He was Paul Heyman.
Paul Heyman paying the fine. He pays the fine.
He did.
$500. All in singles. And he's basically making it rain in the ring for Stephanie McMahon.
Does his thing. Not too much, though, in that sense. I mean, it was Paul Heyman. Paul Heyman doing his thing. And they had a nice long promo, but pretty much Brock Lesnar does what he wants. Here's your measly $500.
All in ones.
And here you go. There's that. So, let's do this. Yeah, so we have our next one. We're just going to skim through this. I'm not feeling this, dude. I'm not. Darren Young versus defeats Titus O'Neil. Their feud, man, I think is supposed to have some fire in it, but dude, I'm ready for. On the real, Titus O'Neil has the ability to. I think he has the talent to be bigger, but pairing him with Darren Young in this deal, I think is just bringing him back down.
I even think Darren Young has the ability to be bigger than they're doing right now. The issue is Titus is the heel in this matchup. No questioning it. No nothing. Titus is the heel. You can't have Titus be the heel, and your commentators talking throughout the entire match about how charitable he is, how great of a man he is. Like, don't give me the behind the scenes stuff of how great he is for all of your charitable organizations. Why he's supposed to be playing the bad guy.
Yeah, no, that's true. Like, super true. No, I'm just not. I'm not feeling their feud. I'm kind of ready for it to be over with. They kind of already had it a long time ago when Titus O'Neil turned on Darren Young the first time. Yeah, a couple years ago. It's overdone. It's
poor storytelling with a poor storyline.
Yeah,
like you have a bad story arc, but even worse than that, you're telling a bad story poorly.
Yeah. You know what faction I had on, like, what was it, 2K14 or something like that? I actually paired up Titus O'Neil with Mark Henry, and they were a heel faction. And I named their faction Hall of Pain, just because of Mark Henry's deal, Hall of Pain. But imagine that. See, I think that would be awesome. Two just massive dudes.
Yeah, that would be great.
Through. But it will never happen.
Like I said, I love Titus O'Neil has the physique to be able to pull off that big guy heel. He has the physique to be able to pull off the super quiet, come in, kick butt, take names, and leave. He has that ability, but you can't cast him as a heel and have the entire
back to your point.
The entire time of the match, and I'm like, I want to believe him as a heel, but I can't when you're telling me about how much he gives to charity and how much he supports all of these things. I can't believe him as a heel when you're telling me all these things while I'm trying to believe him.
Yeah. Well, hopefully past this next, little session, they'll be done. But we just have a few more weeks to bear that. So, moving on to the last match, we had Seth Rollins, Roman Reigns, Big Cass, and Kevin Owens in that WWE Universal Championship match. And
whoa, what a match!
Yeah, it was
surprise ending.
Yeah, Big Cass got a huge pop.
He did. I think you mentioned it earlier when we were talking. It was rivaled by KO. Me being me, not really liking Kevin Owens. I think Big Cass's was one of the biggest pops I've heard since SummerSlam with Bayley. But Kevin Owens was definitely up there. I just don't like Kevin Owens. I'm going to assume Big Cass's was bigger.
Okay. So, yeah, you had a lot of good back and forth. Big Cass was eliminated first.
I think we all kind of saw that one coming.
Which is weird. Why did they call it a Fatal 4-Way when it was a Battle Royal?
Well, it's not a Battle Royal because they weren't going over the ropes.
No. Battle Royal, long time ago, used to be pin and you're out. Fatal 4-Way is like a triple threat. The first person that gets pinned wins. But this was an elimination.
They called it a Fatal 4-Way elimination rules.
Oh, okay. I missed the elimination part.
Is what I heard.
Okay.
But yeah, so...
But yeah, no, it's cool. I'm glad they did the elimination part because...
It added an element. We've been getting a lot of Fatal 4-Ways and triple threats here recently.
Yeah, which makes it probably... It's a little bit more difficult to book, but yeah, Big Cass went out first. Yep. Then was a triple threat elimination, and just a lot of great moments in this match. You had
Roman looking strong.
Yeah, he was booked strong as always. But everyone was kicking out of his stuff. his Superman punch was not doing anything. Everyone was kicking out, and so
I think he was about to get a couple pins there, though.
He may have
before,
but somebody interfered. Who was that somebody?
Ric Flair.
Close. Triple H.
Oh, Ric Flair reincarnated, who was then reincarnated into Seth Rollins.
Interesting.
Isn't that what John Cena said? Jeff Cena.
Jeff Cena. It's his cousin. Triple H interferes. Takes care of Roman Reigns. Gets Seth Rollins, pins Roman Reigns.
Yeah.
And then Triple H turns on Seth Rollins. I saw it coming though.
Did you?
Yeah, I saw it coming after he did that to Roman Reigns.
Yeah.
And then when he went to go pick up Kevin Owens and Seth Rollins was right there, I knew he was going to turn around and kick Seth Rollins.
When he walked to pick up Kevin Owens is down in the corner. When he went to pick up Kevin Owens, like as he was getting over Kevin Owens, and I'm like, okay, why is it taking, like it was taking way longer than it should have. And at that moment I was like, oh snap.
Yeah.
But it wasn't until like right before that I picked up on.
But it was awesome. It was great. So some sites are saying because of Kevin Owens' reaction, some people say that they swerved Kevin Owens on the ending, the fact that he didn't know about it. I don't believe that, but WWE's done some stuff like that in the past. So
they have, and there were some people talking about how Stephanie was kind of even vocal on Twitter about how Triple H would do this, and like, because Stephanie's, as we've seen the last couple of weeks, is right in Rollins' corner. She's got his back.
Yeah, it's all kayfabe, dude.
Yeah, it is. But maybe we get a little bit of the. I mean, we've had it in the past with Trump and McMahon, but maybe we get a little bit of like, this is my guy for Triple H, and this is my guy for Stephanie.
Possibly, definitely. Kevin Owens is Triple H's guy.
Yeah, and I'm really hoping that it's. So we have Stephanie and Shane, obviously, and they're the commissioners now, and Triple H is kind of out of the loop, and I'm really hoping that Triple H gets to come in and be the guy that's like, no, I'm standing up for my NXT guys, like the guys that I developed in my brand, that are now up here and getting underused and getting, I hope he gets to be kind of that guy that's going to come in and be like, no, these are my NXT guys and they deserve.
What if, think about this, what if come Survivor Series, instead of just having like Raw vs. SmackDown, what if they have like, kind of like a Raw vs. SmackDown team, but then Triple H has his team of people that were brought up from NXT.
Yeah.
So that would be kind of cool.
I mean, you have like Rollins was part of NXT originally as well.
Yeah.
But he's been on the main roster for so long.
So this, in turn, I think we get. Rollins tweeted later on. He says the words
rebuild.
Something reclaim.
Rebuild, reclaim. So, yeah, I know exactly what you're talking about, but I can't think of.
Reduce, reuse, recycle.
That was it. That's exactly what he said.
So yeah. Reclaim. I'm actually looking it up right now. Sorry, guys. Seth Rollins, reclaim,
redesign.
Redesign, rebuild, reclaim. That's what it was. So he posted on Twitter. Sorry, guys, that was ridiculous. Redesign, rebuild, reclaim. He's like, that has never been more true. And I think we're gonna get that babyface turn for Seth Rollins.
That was my immediate reaction after. Raw.
Yeah, I'm pumped. I'm pumped to see Seth Rollins as a face.
Yeah.
Just to see what he can bring. They need that top face.
Yeah.
Absolutely. And Roman Reigns is not that guy that has everything. He has the strength. He has the in-ring ability. He just doesn't have that other promo ability. But Seth Rollins has it all.
Yeah. And I feel like they're pushing Roman to be a Stone Cold kind of a face, just because he's a face, but he still has these heel aspects. He's still,
and that's how they should. That's how they should book him. So that's what I think. They should have booked him that way from the beginning. But yeah, no. Seth Rollins is I think that's his face turn. Kevin Owens looks dope with the Universal Championship.
It's hard to look dope with that ugly belt,
bro. But Kevin Owens does. Twitter blew up, dude. You had the Young Bucks. You had everyone from around the world shouting out
the
for
headbangers.
Oh my gosh.
Oh wait, no,
that's
on
show.
SmackDown. Sorry, sorry, guys.
It's on the Blue Show. So anyway, that wraps up Raw.
It does.
That's that. But so moving on, we have Josh's News Corner. Nice.
Weird.
High five.
Good at that.
Yeah, we are. Mario, we love you, buddy. But
you're not as good as that, though.
But The timing was sometimes a little off. Mario's going to Jersey.
In your defense, you're out of practice, though.
He is. He's missed the show.
Yeah,
he has. He's working hard. But moving on to the news corner, we have a few items here. Kind of a lot of it's streamed from ESPN's. We won't even name the anchor's name because that's kind of what he wants. It's kind of where McFoley is, and I'll get to that in a second. But where ESPN, the anchor, really made fun of Kevin Owens' reaction to Kevin Owens' son's reaction to Kevin Owens winning the championship. He was totally, his son was totally proud of his dad. And this guy retweeted his son's reaction, or retweeted the Instagram reaction.
Yeah.
And pretty much says, until you realize that it's fake. Like, his son was genuinely happy for his dad, and then this guy goes and does that from ESPN. And so that brought some criticism from all the fans from around the world. You know, wrestling fans are passionate. You know, some people say it's crazy when people call it fake or whatever. No, wrestling fans are just passionate, right? And so Cody Rhodes goes on Twitter and he put WWE, cut ties with TMZ. They ran my mother's 911 call. Cut ties with ESPN. They insulted a child. Have balls. Mainstream ain't always worth it. Because ESPN now has that section for WWE now. And on that note, you go to Mick Foley. Mick Foley posted some things on Twitter as well. And for ESPN being D-bags.
I don't think that's how you spell it, by the way.
It's fine. Don't worry about the spelling.
I was trying to figure out what, I was like, Dutch bags.
I know. It's... Anyway.
Yeah, it's bad. It's bad.
I don't know how to spell, so leave me alone. But anyway, Mick Foley posted pretty much hearing of an ESPN Sports Nation making fun of Kevin Owens' 8-year-old son for being happy for his father has me feeling sick and angry. So Mick Foley's kind of taken the lead of trying to hold ESPN accountable. And
here's the thing, like, whether it's fake or not, like, he has reached the pinnacle of his profession. We wouldn't blame a child for getting happy that his acting father won an Emmy or an Oscar, whatever you win as an actor.
No, true, very true.
But because wrestling is wrestling, it's okay to make fun of a child or pick on a child for being happy that his dad gets a title, a championship, an award of some sort for being at the top of his profession.
Yeah,
like, it's ridiculous.
Yeah, for sure. I agree 100%. Ricochet even commented saying that, you know, so pathetic. Well, when not even a little boy can be happy and proud for his father. That's what Ricochet tweeted, and then Mick Foley responded to that and said, thanks, Ricochet. Mick Foley's been talking with ESPN asking for an on-air apology, so we'll see about that. But anyway, it really was disgusting, man. Definitely that guy really did it for publicity, but still not cool, not cool. Moving on, you might have seen me tweet it. I posted it earlier, but Del Rio is gone, and I put...
you can see your way out of here.
See your way out of the WWE.
Yeah.
No one liked you. But anyway, he was pulled from all upcoming events, and he opted out of his contract.
Paige liked you, but no one else.
I hope him leaving doesn't impact Paige's career, because she is awesome.
She is really cool.
But people do dumb things for love.
It's true.
So, but anyway, ciao, adios, Del Rio.
Adios, mal amigo.
And last but not least, and this one is for the haters, Pro Wrestling Illustrated named Roman Reigns #1 on the top wrestling list. And Roman tweeted out and said, this one is for the Roman Empire. Now go on and cry about us haters. Hashtag the guy.
#1, who writes Pro Wrestling Illustrated?
I don't know, they've been around for a long time.
Is that like a bunch of 5-year-olds?
I don't know, let's find out. Pro Wrestling.
No,
You're just a hater, son.
I'm not even a hater. I really like Roman Reigns. He killed me when he started trying to do his promos. And I kind of fell off the bandwagon. But I loved Roman when he first came in. Me and you were both on it together being part of the Roman Empire. And I hope he gets back to a place where he can be taken seriously. I just think we're too close to the sucker and succotash horrible promos for him to be taken seriously yet.
Pro Wrestling Illustrated was the sport's #1 magazine since its inception.
Pro Wrestling Illustrated is a great magazine. I have many issues.
Inception.
I was just talking about it being Roman Reigns.
1979.
Yeah, I have a lot of issues with Pro Wrestling Illustrated.
Yeah, so you can suck it, hater. So, but no, Roman Reigns is #1.
He deserves it.
#1.
He deserves like at least top 5.
#1. #1.
Is he phenomenal?
#1. And that wraps up Josh's News Corner. Moving on to SmackDown. The Blue Brand.
The Blue Brand. It's kind of like the Blue Blood. Like, it's just a higher class than the rest of it. But yeah, so SmackDown starts off one with what we talked about, not in our podcast last week, but in our behind the scenes video on Twitter. Me and Mario talked about, and you chimed in a little bit, Talking Smack. There was this feud between Daniel Bryan and The Miz, where Daniel Bryan called The Miz a coward and said he was the soft kind of wrestling that Daniel Bryan pictured as WWE wrestlers back when he was an indie guy. And he said WWE has developed and changed since those times, and you're a coward for wrestling the way you do. And The Miz got heated. Went off. Watch it on the WWE Network on Talking Smack. If you don't have it, it's $9.99 a month. There's your plug. First month's free. It was a really good promo. If it was a promo, I still tend to think that like they're going somewhere with it.
Yeah,
but
it wasn't a shoot. They've already said it wasn't a shoot, but it wasn't all scripted. It was kind of off the cuff.
Yeah.
Just from what I've read, but WWE I think they did their. Daniel Bryan's not coming back to wrestle. He's not.
No.
They're not clearing him. So I think they did. A lot of people were angry that it was Dolph Ziggler that came out, but you'll get to that. But I think they did the best to follow up with what they have. I think the intensity kind of boiled over.
And part of me thinks, is this... There's a couple pretty... trying to think of the word. Risque isn't the right word, but it's the only one coming to mind. Topics going around right now. Controversial topics going around.
Okay.
You got the... your boy, Kaepernick. Not necessarily your boy, but 49ers fans. Woo-hoo. You have the Kaepernick stuff going on. But the other thing that's been happening since the Rio Olympics was Hope Solo calling the, the Swedish team cowards for the way they played soccer. And it elicited the same response. So part of me thinks is like, watching it felt real, but also part of me is like, is this WWE playing into what's going on in the world? Because they do that a lot. Hope Solo has also gotten her contract terminated with USA Soccer. It's not even just a suspension, but a termination. So part of me thinks WWE may be kind of playing into that as a storyline.
Fair enough.
But the other part of me looks at the way Miz reacted and goes, that's all real. Because Miz is not that good of an actor. I've seen Marine 4. But, so we open the show with Shane saying, I agree with what you said, Daniel, but you have to apologize. And then the Miz is storming out to the ring for an apology. And Ziggler comes out and interrupts him, confronts him, tells him, you know what? Daniel's right. And tells him, if you aren't a coward, you'll fight me right now. And I'm not even talking about a championship match. I'm not talking about refs. I'm not talking about anything but you and me going at it. And Ziggler gets ready. Miz acts like he's getting ready, jumps out of the ring. Jumps back in the ring, acts like he's getting ready again, jumps out of the ring. Does a little dance, a little jig. Walks up the stage with his wife and leaves. But it was weird to see, like, this felt more. Obviously, it was more staged, but it felt more staged. Like the reaction that you got out of Miz was one you expect on WWE, whereas the reaction on Talking Smack was one that I really didn't expect out of him. So I'm interested to see where this goes, but outside of that, we really didn't get much from it in the opening segment.
Yeah.
But then we go from the opening segment to this week's tag tournament match, number 1. The Vaudevillains versus the Hype Bros. And you know who won? You know who won?
Yeah.
Let's just say it like that. They ain't get hype. They stay hype.
I wish they would stay home.
I don't, because Mojo is not my favorite in-ring performer, but he reminds me of everybody I've ever played football with. So I kind of like him as a character. And then we all know how I feel about Zack Ryder. He's one of the hardest workers, in my opinion, around. So
I don't think there's a team that I dislike more than the Hype Bros right now.
Whoa. We'll talk about one that you might dislike more later.
Okay.
Probably not, though. You probably like them more.
Anyway, no, I just it's so campy, dude. I can't get behind him. I can't.
I mean, we've talked about my thing with gimmicks, and the thing with the Hype Bros is it's a real thing. Like Mojo Rawley, if you've ever watched any of the behind the scenes stuff on the WWE Network, that's him. Like they show him in Breaking Grounds throwing a party at his house.
Yep.
And he's in, as much as you could be in character, he's in character. Like, he's not any different.
Like Baron Corbin.
He's really just a jerk that hates everybody.
Yeah. And that's his character.
Yeah. But yeah, so Hype Brothers pick up the win. Hype Bros.
The Hype Brothers pick up the win.
Oh, gee willikers, guys.
They'll pick up the win, and they move on in the tournament.
Right. Yeah, Hype Bros pick up the win, go on. And then we get AJ coming out and cutting a promo. And that guy who's nobody can remember his name, not even AJ, nobody, interrupts him.
Apollo Creed?
Apollo something or others.
Crews.
Soft? Oh, not...
Work
sorry.
on it.
Sorry.
Work on it.
Different word.
Yeah.
I think I am bad at spelling too. Sorry.
But yeah.
So Apollo Crews
he's definitely on a spelling kick. Apollo Crews was.
Yeah. And you know what he did? Punch. Punch. No, but he comes out and he tells AJ that he has permission to challenge AJ, and that match is going right now.
Yeah.
So they start the match, and he does. He punches AJ, turns to
Morrow.
Yep. And
spells.
Says, "You know what that was? Punch." Punch. And then turns around and keeps fighting. And he looked good.
It was a fun match.
It was a fun match to watch.
It was a good match.
AJ picks off the win with the phenomenal forearm.
Yep.
From the top rope.
Apollo definitely shows off his athleticism.
That little what was it? AJ going for the crossbody and Apollo catches him and then flips him into the Samoa.
Oh yeah, Samoan drop.
That was beautiful.
That was awesome.
Phenomenal. Amazing. Great. All of those words. Bay. I don't even know how that fits, but I'm going to throw it in there too.
Insert adjective.
Yeah. But it was a great match. If you haven't watched SmackDown, go watch SmackDown. It has been the A show for the last 3 weeks.
It's kicking butt, man.
And that's not even me as a SmackDown guy saying that. That's me as a wrestling fan saying that.
Yeah, it's been good.
Bray comes out to the ring and is cutting a promo on Orton. And we get a fun kind of interaction with Orton. Orton talking about his scars and how it's not the scars from the... I don't even remember what matches he was throwing out there, but...
Oh, McFoley and the thumbtacks.
Yeah.
Or no, it was Cactus Jack and the thumbtacks.
Yeah, but he throws out a couple of different matches that he's been in where he's taken some serious injuries. Serious moments. And he's talking about it's not those scars that you need to worry about, Bray. It's the other ones. And it was a fun promo between the two of them.
Yeah, it was cool.
Good
back
interaction.
Cool back and forth. How they're both crazy.
Yeah.
Like Randy Orton was definitely capitalizing on that. Like we're both nuts.
And then Bray comes back with, "This is what I wanted out of you." Like that's the guy I wanted. So I don't know if this is. We know the Wyatt family is basically over. We haven't really seen.
I haven't really seen much.
So maybe this is the two crazy guys getting together as a tag team.
No,
maybe this
the
is the two
match
crazy
was
guys.
announced.
Yeah.
It was announced. They're fighting each other.
But
at
how
Backlash.
many great tag teams have started off with good rivalries?
Yeah.
I would like to see it as a tag team. Tell me that would be a fun tag team to watch.
Maybe for like a match. Maybe
The Psychos.
I don't know.
We call them the Psychos. That's what they. But then we go from there to Natalya and Alexa Bliss versus Becky Lynch and Naomi. It was a good tag team match. I'd preferred if it was just Alexa Bliss versus Becky Lynch.
Yeah. Two of my favorite women wrestlers right now.
Yeah. Yeah. I agree 100%. The only other person I would throw up there is Bayley, but she's on Raw.
Yep.
So she couldn't have been in this match.
Yep.
But that would have been a fun triple threat, too. Alexa Bliss, Becky Lynch, and Bayley. Hey. But yeah, so it was a fun match. Good match. Not anything super big going on in the match. But you have Nikki Bella sitting ringside and Carmella jumping through the crowd and attacking her again. And pretty vicious attack again.
Yep.
Carmella, I think this kind of seals the deal. Carmella's turning heel.
She's it, man. Showing some heat. I like it.
I like it too. I'm more interested in her than I have been since she got called up. And I loved Carmella in NXT. We talk about it every week. She was boring without Enzo Cass on the main roster. And she's still kind of boring with this whole I'm not really going to do much but attack Nikki Bella. But at least I'm intrigued by it.
Yeah, it's better than what she's been.
Because I want to see what happens. But yeah, so that was kind of it for the Divas tag match. And we get our last of the starting round of the tag team tournament matches. We get Slater, Gator. No, sorry, wrong animal. Slater, Rhino.
Oh, I know.
Rhino. He tags with animals a lot. But yeah, so we get Slater and Rhino, and they're tag team partners that Shane promised he would find for him. And it's a little.
Well, what about the before this?
Oh,
when they had the segment at his house
with his wife,
Rhino. And the crackers.
Rhino's drawing sad faces with.
Oh, dude, that was awesome.
Oh.
That was hilarious.
Renee Young was so uncomfortable.
Oh yeah. Rhino was flirting with her with his eyes while he was eating those crackers.
Oh yeah, he was. Yeah, he was.
Yeah. Gourmet stuff though. They had like the little weenies.
Yeah, little pieces of meat, little crackers.
Was it spam? Little spam
it looked
sausages?
Like little spam slices, yeah. And then some spray cheese, some cheese whiz.
There we go.
That Rhino was making sad faces. With.
But yeah, that was when anytime you can not take yourself so serious, which WWE sometimes does a good job with, and I think this was one of those times.
Slater and his wife are the most redneck couple I've ever seen, and that's
and I didn't see any of their kids.
That's coming from me. But one of their kids stole their truck, I think.
I think something happened
at the end. Yeah, something like that.
So.
But the tag team that gets brought up for them. I want to say their names was the Sisters of Love. Oh no, that was when Brother Love was managing them.
Oh my gosh.
But the Headbangers. The Spiders from ECW.
Mosh and Thrasher.
The Sisters of Love back after they became the Nuns. And
they definitely had their interesting times in the Attitude Era.
They've had some runs in the Attitude Era. But it was kind of a fun little... came out the kilts and everything. But it was a good match. I think this was kind of foreseen. Everybody kind of knew it was coming, that Slater and Rhino were going to win. I think they're pushing them. I don't know if they'll push them to the championship belts. That seems a little bit of a stretch. But I think they'll push them all the way to the final match, at least. So the way it's broken down right now, you have the Usos versus American Alpha, and then you have the Hype Bros versus Slater and Rhino. And I think Slater and Rhino will get past the Hype Brothers and face whoever wins out of the American Alpha Usos match. I don't know that they can win that match. That seems like a little bit of a stretch.
Yeah.
Pushing wise. But with the contract on the line, you never know. But we go from there to the big main event. Josh's favorite wrestler, Baron Corbin,
Oh, yeah. He's the man.
versus Dean Ambrose.
Hashtag sarcasm.
I wasn't being sarcastic. You don't like him? I would have sworn, because this week's his favorite football player turned wrestler, and I would have sworn on YouTube I saw you say Baron Corbin.
Yeah, I lied.
Oh, okay. Well, in that case, don't believe anything Josh has says, guys.
Don't believe everything you see on the internet.
I fell for it. AJ was on commentary, though. So, Baron Corbin, Dean, I think you get the boost of the fact that the rosters are smaller now. Everybody's getting booked kind of strong right now, unless it's a no-name squash match. Speaking of no-name squash matches, I think we missed a match on our wrap-up. Didn't Kane have a squash match with some milkman?
Oh, yeah.
It wasn't a big deal. Somebody.
It was literally before that match.
Oh, was it?
Yeah.
Yeah, it's just
Before
not
the
on
main
my.
event.
It's just not on my wrap
Because
up.
Baron Corbin and Kane.
Oh yeah, you're right. They had that
moment.
You're right. Kane comes out and choke slams a guy. They don't even really have a match. Some milkman dude that got
Super
licensed
random.
yeah, it was weird.
Dude in his tidy whities.
In his like he literally took off his clothes and was just wearing like tidy whities.
Not even trunks. Not even wrestling trunks.
They made some good cracks about it though, like tidy whities of not Corey Graves, JBL, tidy whities of course. Of course, he's wearing tidy whities, and then Kane choke slams him and is like, "Oh God, Whitey wears tidy whities today." And like made some good cracks about the fact that he was crapping himself after Kane.
Yeah,
that was the joke, guys. He was crapping himself.
I wasn't really following at the time, so thank you for clarifying. But no, yeah, that's
yeah. But then we go to the Baron Corbin Dean Ambrose match. Good match. They're both booked pretty strong. Everybody's getting booked strong right now because of the lack of roster on each episode or each show episode. But AJ's at ringside and decides Baron Corbin is not doing what he wants Baron Corbin to do well enough, and goes to get involved, misses, hits Baron Corbin instead of Dean Ambrose, and gives Baron Corbin the win. So Baron Corbin now has a win on the champion.
true that. He's in the W column.
He is.
So I think they're also booking people strong. They have, and this brings up to SmackDown's first single show pay-per-view that they've had in years, and it's
That's
Backlash is coming up. It's a week from Sunday.
Yeah.
What are your first? I'm not really prepared for that show. There hasn't been as much build up to it other than the tag team tournament. What else is there to?
I mean, you have Dean versus AJ. You have the tag team, the finishing of the tag team tournament. I would assume that. Oh, you have the 6-pack women's match.
But are they going to do it 3 hours?
I would assume they're for especially for show pay-per-views that are only one show. So like Royal Rumble, I would assume they keep it at the 4-hour.
Yeah, I assume it's going to be 3 hours. It's just going to be interesting how they're going to fill that time with the roster.
Yeah, it will. And I would assume we get
Intercontinental Championship match probably.
Intercontinental Championship match probably. I would assume like there's another tag match.
Somewhere in there.
Maybe Hype Bros. If it's my prediction is it's American Alpha versus Rhino and Slater. Because I think American Alpha is getting a huge push right now, and they deserve it. And I think
I'm pulling for the Usos.
I actually really love the Usos. I always have. But I think like maybe Usos and Hype Brothers. Hype Brothers.
Hype Brothers.
I just can't say the Hype Bros today.
Yeah.
Usos and the Hype Bros may have a match earlier in the night as well. Just kind of like who finishes third in the tournament, something like that. But yeah, so I think next week will tell us a lot going into it. But it'll be entertaining nonetheless. Just to see, we've seen the small changes that they've done already. It'll be entertaining to see the changes that they do to a pay-per-view, because this will be the first brand split pay-per-view.
Yeah.
So it'll be good. But that wraps up SmackDown.
SmackDown. Yep.
Yeah.
We also, going from SmackDown, we had our favorite football players.
Yeah.
Turned WWE superstars.
I do want to say, we had a comment last week that we missed.
We did.
And I'm going to throw it out there for him because he approached me the next day.
Next day?
We record on Thursday. He hit me up on Friday and let me know we missed it. My boy Colin commented on our YouTube video. One, encouraging to you because your idea for the Bay
shirt. Yeah.
Bay, and then I hate that word on the back.
Yeah.
He said he'd buy that shirt.
Dope.
He would buy that shirt. I'd buy that shirt.
Buy that shirt.
You would buy that shirt.
Buy that shirt.
So there'd be like 3 people in the world wearing that shirt.
Buy that shirt.
But yeah, so he said he'd buy that shirt, and then I think he said Raw versus SmackDown 2009 was his favorite video game of all time, or wrestling video game of all time, which was a great game.
Yeah, it was different than the other ones.
Yeah,
I think I had that. Is that the one? Was that one of the games that came out for PSP?
It may have been.
I think I had. I had Raw vs. SmackDown 2008 for PSP.
Gotcha. Yeah.
My first PSP.
So
game.
hey, Colin, there's your plug.
Shout out, whoop-dee.
Yeah.
That's that.
So, we have favorite football player turned wrestler?
Yes.
So, what you got?
You already know mine is the Roman Empire, Roman Reigns.
Wow. Do we have any tweets this week? I want to say we saw one. Because I want to say my boy Nick tweeted out at us again.
I think he said his was.
It was somebody.
Farouk? Ron Simmons?
Ron Simmons. He did say Ron Simmons.
He did say Ron Simmons.
Because I remember seeing that and going, dang. He went to the well on this one. Hey guys, I'm super mainstream. I'm just gonna throw out there. Most of y'all will know as soon as I say it. But I'm a huge fan of the University of Miami. And there's a guy who may have been on a national championship team back in 1991 for the University of Miami, who also may have been one of the biggest wrestlers of all time, who also may be one of the biggest actors of all time right now.
Definitely the highest paid actor in the world today.
And that's your boy, Dwayne "The Rock" Johnson, representing University of Miami football.
Hey, he started putting up the U symbol.
If
there ain't nobody in here.
If there was a camera, though, y'all could see the U and all the glory and the pride that it holds. And you do it with the full hands, not the fingers, because that's a field goal and it's weak. The 4 fingers is strong. It's The Rock, guys. It's The Rock. Because of Miami. And because it's The Rock.
Okay.
Sorry,
Got it pretty intense there.
I'm passionate about... Dude, I love sports and I love wrestling. So when I get to talk about...
When you combine them both, brother.
Oh yeah.
Brother. Not only does he talk about wrestling, he talks about the sports. And every time he goes to the top of talking about the sports, he gets a little excited. Oh yeah.
Oh, spot on. That was great.
Right?
Speaking about the sports, my fantasy defense is killing it right now. I got like 20 points just in my defense.
Hey, all right, guys. So that wraps up the show. We do have favorites for next week.
We do.
We do. We're smiling right now because I forgot to think about favorites. So,
favorite celebrity guest wrestler.
Ooh.
We've had a lot of basketball players, a lot of football players, a lot of actors, but going into football season, favorite celebrity guest.
Nice.
I like it.
I do too.
That was off the cuff, guys.
Dude, dope. So yeah, this week, favorite celebrity guest go from David Arquette to Flo Rida to
Shaquille versus The Big Show. That'll never happen.
You had to ruin the moment, didn't you?
Oh, sorry.
Oh yeah, you had to ruin the moment. I like doing that. I do. So anyway, guys, hey, this is the Realest Guys podcast. Again, subscribe on YouTube, subscribe on iTunes, like us on Facebook, follow us on Twitter, and if there, you don't do any of those, there's only one word to describe you, and I'm gonna spell it out for you. It's SAWFT. Soft. Oh yeah. See you next week. I can't believe it. This is amazing. Oh yeah.